Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Pressure on food pantries greater than ever.
Yeah, and now that the first round of stimulus checks is out, they're getting much needed but temporary reprieve. We begin tonight with News 8's Richard Essex. He's outside the Mary Rigg Community Center with more. Richard.
Well, this community center has fed the West Side for more than a century, and about 6 weeks ago, right before the pandemic, you would find 50, 60 people here on Wednesday. Now, this week, the numbers were down because people started getting their stimulus checks. The Indiana National Guard and close to a dozen regular employees and volunteers have put in hours of their own time in preparation for this once-a-week event.
You can't get out and make ends meet.
Daniel Denny told Wish TV he's on Social Security and has been working part-time to make ends meet until the pandemic shut down the economy. This is his second visit to the Mary Rigg Community Center food pantry in as many weeks. Denny was in line at 12:30 thinking the crowd was going to be overwhelming, which Andrew Lee, the mission director at Mary Rigg Community Center, had planned for.
And we have made adjustments to our logistics here in the last 2 weeks to be able to accommodate the growth in numbers that we're seeing. We're 6 weeks in, we're now seeing twice as many people as we used to.
Lee says that they are planning for a surge in need to come in the next couple of weeks. Many people in the neighborhood have received stimulus checks and are buying groceries. Once the stimulus money runs out, he expects a flood of need.
If we're seeing twice as many again 6 weeks from now, that means we've got 400 people coming through in a week, and that will require us to continue to adapt how we work, and it will also mean we're asking the food banks for more.
Midwest Food Bank is one of the food banks that supplies Mary Rigg. John Whitaker is the executive director, and today he is working at Lucas Oil Stadium. The food bank needed extra space in preparation for the COVID-19 pandemic. Whitaker says some recent donations have put them in pretty good shape for the next couple of weeks, but there are shortages.
Probably what we see the shortage most of is canned products. They seem to be in short supply.
Back out on the West Side, there is nervous anticipation. There is food in the pantry, but for how long?
But we don't think we're going back to a 3% unemployment rate when this is all over. And it's not until we start rolling back some of these assistance programs, businesses go back to work, that's when we're going to see the true impact of the pandemic.
6 weeks ago, hospitals were bracing for a surge in patients. Now today, food pantries and community centers like this one are also bracing for the same need. When is it coming? It's anybody's guess. On the West Side, Richard Essex for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook. All right.